Hey guys, so this will be a review on this knife, the Ganzo G710. So to get into it, this is a knife costs about 25 Canadian, something around there, 20-25 depending on where you get it. And I got it from gearbest.com, where I'll leave a link to it in the description. So the G10 handle scales here with a nice pattern. Stainless steel liners, which are not skeletonized, as you can see. Axis lock, 440C blade, thumb stud, ambidextrous. And yeah, so quick overview of this knife. It is a copy of the Benchmade, Rift, which let's see if I can get it to refocus. All right. Yeah, the Benchmade 950 Rift. This is a pretty much direct copy. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different though. The texturing on the handle is a bit different, and the blade steel rather is a bit different. So those are the main differences. Black oxide coated Torx hardware. I've heard some people say that there's a ton of Loctite on these screws, and that seemed accurate, but some people said they had to use like a lighter or a soldering iron to destroy the thread lock by holding it on the screw so that they could get it out. But I didn't have that problem. I just twisted it really hard and it turned out well, and it didn't do any damage to the screws. So the hardware is pretty good quality. It's a pretty thin profile overall, even though the blade is actually pretty decently thick. Because of these swedges, it tapers down. It becomes a really nice point. It's a sheep's foot blade, and the grind, I believe this is a hollow grind, is it? Or flat grind. I think it's flat grind, actually. Anyway, these aren't sold in anywhere outside of China just because they violate some patent laws, I think. They might at least, so. Or it's something to do with their licensing. They're not allowed to sell outside China, but through third parties they can. So anyway, they pocket clip here, black oxide coated. It's a strong clip. It's a little bit, it's not as strong as some clips, but it's good, and it's not overly strong, and it's not weak either. So I like it a lot. I like the shape of it, and the coating seems to be holding up okay. I haven't carried this at all, but yet, but it from what I've seen, the coating on these holds up pretty well. Yeah, there's some jimping at the top here. It's only on the liner. It doesn't extend to the G10, but that's okay. It's not really that effective. It's a pretty poor attempt at jimping, honestly, but that's okay, I guess. The axis lock mechanism is a little stiff, as is expected now from Ganzo's, but it just drops the blade really easily. It took a bit of adjustment and oil to get that the way I wanted it to be, but it closes really nicely and flicks open pretty easily too. So that's good. Thumb stud's pretty easy to work. It's not uncomfortable in any way. That time I didn't get it perfectly, it didn't give enough force, but yeah, it's also kind of hard because it's not really the most optimal way I have it right now, so I can get it in frame. Profile though is nice. The handle feels comfortable. There's no real hot spots. Your last finger kind of goes in between, or this little bit here kind of goes in here, so it feels pretty good, and it actually is quite a comfortable knife. You can switch the pocket clip to the other side, but not to tip down, but that's okay because most people carry tip up anyway. It's better than if it was only tip down, I think, and that's good. There's a lanyard hole here, like most knives. It's really, really large, actually, on this knife. You could probably fit something even larger than 550 cord through here. It's really quite large, which is good. The fit and finish on this is really nice. I'd probably give it a 95% out of 100 for that. It's not perfect, but the quality control is really good on these, and they don't send out really that many lemons anymore. There used to be a few lemons that they'd come out of their factory, but I haven't really got any, and it seems like they've kind of worked out that whole problem, so that's good. It says Ganzo on the blade here, but where it would say Benchmade somewhere over here, I think the butterfly goes. Like, I think the thumb stud's a slightly tiny bit different place, and then it has the butterfly around here or something. But blade's pretty sharp. I got some paper here to test with, so it's not the best, but see, it has a bit of, actually it's pretty bad. The last time I tried this, it was a little bit better. Maybe I'm just getting it in the wrong way. Yeah, okay, that's better. Okay, so scratch that whole bit. It's actually quite sharp. Just gotta get it at the right point. So yeah, probably a minus for sharpness. Could be better, but pretty nice. That's the factory edge. I haven't sharpened this. I honestly really like the profile of this. The design that they copied was a good one, and obviously the credit for that goes to Benchmade and their, I think it was an Osborne. Yeah, an Osborne design. And yeah, not to Ganzo, but I still think it's a great design anyway, and if you're going to copy something, at least copy something good, I guess. The stop pin is really, really thick on this, which is actually kind of weird. It's thicker than the axis lock bar. The axis lock bar on mine is a little bit, it has a little bit of play in it. Like, it moves slightly, it's a little crooked. Although I don't know why that is. I think it has something to do with the Omega spring. Maybe not, I don't know. Axis lock is pretty easy to access on this. You can pull it back easily and then close it like that. So, works pretty well. But overall, I like this for the slim profile. Looks good. It doesn't come in any other colors, which is downside. You just get the black. And honestly, the original Rift had a cooler look to it. I think it had like a black and gray. Either G10 or Micarta. I think it might have been Micarta. But yeah. But the liners are thicker than the original Rift. Step standoffs, which is nice. Maybe if that'll focus, maybe. No, maybe not. Alright. Let me know though if you like this this style where I tried to go very close up with it. And I shot this before, or I shot a couple other knife reviews that I'm gonna just scrap and redo because I like this style where I've got it like this a lot better, and I'm using the natural light now, so it's a lot better than the bad artificial light I had, because I don't have any kind of fill lamps or anything, and I'm not going to buy any in the near future. I have no intentions to, at least. But anyway, hope you like it, and definitely recommend it for the money. It's not going to top the Rift, but if you don't have the money for a Rift, it's a pretty great knife for 20 bucks. Alright, thanks guys.